Welcome to American Black Journal. I'm Stephen Henderson. As we prepare to mark the 50th anniversary of the Detroit Rebellion next year, a nonprofit that was founded in the aftermath of the rioting continues to fight injustice, racism, and poverty here in the city. Focus Hope is a civil and human rights organization that offers workforce development and education, food and basic needs, and community development programs. Its mission is to build a metropolitan community where all people can live in freedom and racial harmony. This summer, Focus Hope named a new CEO, Jason Lee. He's my first guest today. Welcome to American Black Journal.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Big shoes you're stepping into here. I can remember as a child here in the city, Eleanor Jersitis coming to my school when I was in the 7th grade and telling all of us about the work there and telling us about the obligation we had to be part of that work at Focus Hope. And of course, at the school I went to, we all had to go work at Focus Hope. But I think she was also trying to tell us about that obligation beyond that even if you don't end up working for Focus Hope, the work you do is intrinsic to the city and to the city's progress.
Well, I clearly believe that the shoes I'm filling are significant. I actually had the opportunity to meet Eleanor Jersitis throughout my time at my previous organization, DAPSEP.
DAPSEP, sure.
And also at church. At one point, I attended the same church as the Jersitises, Madonna. And, definitely a person of just a magnet of interest around her. She was a powerful person in short stature.
Yeah, right.
And also had a great relationship with Keith Cooley as well as William Jones, who was my predecessor in this position.
Yeah. Unfortunately, of course, the issues that Eleanor and Father Cunningham sat down and tried to deal with 50 years ago are still with us here in the city of Detroit. Talk about, though, the role that Focus Hope plays now and how it may be different from what it originally had to set out to do.
So Focus Hope was developed in 1968 as a response to the riots or social unrest that occurred not too far from where Focus Hope is located on Linwood and Oakman. And the organization wanted to tackle issues that were impacting the people of the Detroit community. Racism, poverty, and injustice. Today, we argue that many of those same conversations are still happening here in the city of Detroit. But how we approach the work is a little different. We still have a food program, which we serve 40,000 seniors per month in providing supplemental food. Our workforce development program, a great way to get people out of poverty is to give people jobs,
sustainable jobs, right? Work over a long period of time.
And so Focus Hope is interested in not just providing a job, but providing resources and tools for a career.
Yes.
We want individuals that participate in our programs to have a career that they can feed their families and take care of themselves and become self-sustainable. And then our community. We've adopted the 100 square blocks around our Oakwood and Linwood facility, and we call it our Hope Village Initiative. We have a thriving Head Start, Early Head Start, and Great Start program in our Center for Children. And we've done some great convening of neighborhood work to make that community better. We know that it is a very important logistically where it is, located between two major highways and about a half mile from Woodward. And as we see transformation of Detroit, we believe that this community is important.
Yeah. The workforce development part of what you guys do is for me, the thing that I think is most sort of critical to the problems that we face every day here in Detroit. When you think about the things that keep people from justice or freedom, really it is, as you just point out, it's work. You guys have a special way of doing that, and I've always marveled at that. It's not just your average job training program. You're doing a lot of other things with the folks who come there.
Right. So one of the things that we pride ourselves on is meeting people where they are in their academic preparation as well as their social and emotional preparation, and just being able to address head on the conditions that people may be facing that may be preventing them from achieving a career or job.
Not using that as an excuse, but as an opportunity.
Absolutely. And so we work with individuals that come through our doors. If they need glasses, well, we may help find out how to get a person a pair of glasses. You'd be amazed how many people don't get their eyes checked. Dealing with some of the issues around transportation, we know that's a crisis issue here in the city. Having reliable transportation. And getting people to where the jobs are is a big deal. And so providing resources for people to receive training is definitely a key component of our work. And as we look at the future of Detroit, we want to make sure that our work is in alignment with the needs of the industry.
The jobs that are going to exist. As I say, one of the things that I have always loved about what you guys do at Focus Hope is you're not just training people for jobs and then saying, go out into the world and find them. You're really trying to match the training with employers and with jobs that exist.
Absolutely. So one of the things that my team always, because we have these great ideas as new leaders coming into an organization, and my team cautions me to make sure that the work that we want to prepare people for is leading to a career, and there's not a gap or a lull between when the person is trained and when that opportunity to work becomes a reality.
Yeah. When we talk about poverty and racism and those kind of things and the way that they still affect this city, talk about how Focus Hope tries to push back against that. I mean, do you think we talk enough about those problems? Do we sort of have a conversation happening in the city that is focused on fixing those issues, or are we sort of off the mark there?
Well, I think admittedly that's an area that as Focus Hope is looking to transform, that it realizes it needs to do more work in, is becoming an advocate for the social justice and fighting injustices that we see within our community. You hear the conversation around the two Detroits that are starting to occur. Sure. You have the downtown and you have the neighborhoods. Well, we believe that we can be a catalyst for energizing neighborhoods having a voice within this community. Yeah. We've done some great work with our team in the Hope Village and making sure that people have a voice in terms of some of the change that they may be seeing.
That's one of the really important narratives right now is this idea of who lives in the city now and who should then get a say over what the future looks like in the city. There are a lot of people being left out of that or maybe left behind.
Right. And people who have been in this community for generations oftentimes feel disenfranchised. And it's couple that with the lack of transportation. And hey, if you're far east or far west or far south from the downtown epicenter, it's very difficult to get to if you don't have a car. And a lot of people in this community do not have reliable transportation to get them where they need to be or even want to be. Yeah. So we see our role as being important, particularly for the community that is in our immediate 100 square blocks. Yeah. And also as we see opportunities to potentially replicate what we have done successfully in Hope Village in other aspects of the community.
Yeah. Donald Trump will be our next president of the United States. That's going to mean certain things for the city of Detroit. How does Focus Hope, with its mission, sort of keep focus and find its role in what will be a really different, I think, a really different world?
Well, we don't know. The jury's still out. Yeah. This is still very new in terms of the whole conversation of President-elect Trump being the president of the United States. We think that there's some things that we can do to make sure that the community in the neighborhood has a voice in conversation and in some of the policies that may be impacting urban America.
Yeah. That impact on jobs is the thing I think I'm most worried about. He's made a lot of promises about jobs and growth, which would be great, of course, for people here in Detroit. I worry that maybe it won't look the way we think it might.
Well, I think that if every politician did everything that they said they were going to do in a political campaign,
Would be a
then
first.
we would be in a totally different world today. There will be some movement, I'm sure. We want to make sure that the movement, that we're in alignment with the movement, that we can align our workforce programs with potential opportunities. But beyond with the presidential election, we can just look outside our doors and see job creation, job opportunities. You see the construction on the Illich Arena. You know that there's going to be some bridge. Depends on who's owning the bridge, or
but it's still got to get built, right?
You know, there will be a bridge. There's infrastructure that Michigan definitely needs to have repairs on from a construction standpoint, and we know that there's going to be a transformation of jobs as we look at autonomous vehicles, as well as just the internet and some of the entrepreneurial opportunities that are here in Detroit today.
Okay. Well, congratulations on your new work. Good to see you in that chair, and know that DAPSEP, which was the other program that you were involved with for so long here, is in good hands as well.
Thank you, and I'm honored to be here, and I appreciate the opportunity to follow in the spirit of Eleanor Jositis and in the leadership of William Jones.
And William Jones, of course.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely.